I think he is mentally disintegrating before our eyes, Jen. The negativity towards the game of golf is astonishing at the moment and dumbfounding. Like, I'm not sure if he's over-golfed, whether the pressure's getting to him, or whether he's just missing his little bum buddy friend, Lloydie James, who's gone to Noosa for a month or two.
Yeah.
Good morning, Premier League family, and welcome to our Round 8 preview. Matt Milne with our co-host Jen Edmondson.
Morning, Matt.
How did you find Tuesday's video? All good?
All was good, Matt. Very, very good.
Right.
Although this week, my team needs to lift. We need to win here.
Yes, you do. It's very important round. We've got some cracking games, top 5 matches. They're going to have implications there. Even the Goblins match a win for them will probably nearly move them just outside the top 5. 4 rounds to go, final start, and it's really important time for a lot of the finals contenders. We're going to start out with the Hood Road Hookers, who are currently in 6th place on the ladder, up against the Scorpions, who are 2nd. Important game for the Hookers. They've just slid out of the top 5 and need to win that to keep that finals dream alive. Scorpions showed that they still have some sting in the tail with a massive win last week, and they sit 2nd. So far this year, the Scorpions have scored 1,135 points, while the Hookers have scored 1,123. And there's only 1.17% between them, considering 2nd to 6th on the ladder. So Hookers have actually been scoring really well. They will need some scoring from James Finch, Dale Pollock. Yes, Dale, I think he is mentally disintegrating before our eyes, Jen. The negativity towards the game of golf is astonishing at the moment and dumbfounding. Like, I'm not sure if he's over-golfed, whether the pressure's getting to him, or whether he's just missing his little bum buddy friend, Lloydie James, who's gone to Noosa for a month or two.
Yeah.
He needs to actually...
And sometimes it can actually, like, that can affect you.
Well, they normally, after golf, go up and sit at the tab holding hands and having a bet and a Chardonnay.
Now he goes home.
Now he has to go home to a vet, so...
And probably ponder what the score he's had in the round. He could,
Another hooker who needs to be mentioned is Dennis Wood. Now, he plays every week, and his last 4 scores have been 32, 29, 31, 30. So he is one that needs to lift for his team. And I'm going to bring Jacob Blennerhassett into this as well. He's having a hot start, and he's succumbing to it at the end of the round. It's about the 3rd or 4th time this year that he's done that. So, Jacob, I see you've booked on the first tee again this week. Try the 10th for a change. That might help your fortunes. For the Scorpions, Rossi Moreland, are you in a slump? 27 and 29 the last 2 games. Maybe focus more on your golf than your love life as well.
Is he? He's in love.
Well, he's
a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He doesn't give me too much, but I think there was a female on the horizon, but maybe it's turned a bit south and sideways, so maybe he's a bit down on that. Buffett Allen, 24 points last week. I fixed your 4-iron, which was your favourite club. You reckon you were back and you only had 24, so that was no good for you. And actually, Buffett, piss poor team. You're a chance for that this year. These are the shirts that the piss poor and the Allport team have got, so come to the Pro Shop if you haven't collected yours as yet. Chris Grant's another one from the Scorpions. Last 3 games, 25, 27, 29. Going on that pattern, maybe 31 this week would be good. And then Paul Marnie, 32 last week. It was an improvement. And do you realise that's your 2nd best score in the last 2 years of Premier League?
Really?
That's his 2nd best score.
Well,
out of 25 rounds.
He did have a lesson though, Matt. Maybe this week, like, he's put it into practice, and now maybe this week.
He'll go back to 23 for sure. The matchups this week, Toby Prime and Blennerhassett, Rossi Moreland, Dale Pollock. I reckon Dale hopefully he can stand up for the challenge to try and match Rossi. Dennis and Buffett, and then the Sword and Coop.
The Sword and Coop?
The Sword.
That'll be a ripping match.
We've got a little video here of the Sword.
He's laid up straight into the bunker. Well done.
Try, Sword.
Just chip it out, sword, and then pop it on.
Yep,
Take your medicine.
Yes, what do they say? You've just got to try and go with what your ability can do.
That's it.
So now we're going to move on to another great game here this week, and it's going to be the Warriors currently first on the ladder up against the Pandas 7th. Massive game with top 5 ramifications. The Warriors lost their last game while the Pandas have won 4 of their last 5. Warriors have scored 1,143 to the Pandas 1,113. Warriors have been strong across the board. Saying that, though, the last 2 games have been a draw and a loss. Is this the start of a slump for them? Warriors have had consistent, solid contributions from Yanni and Mickey, but a few of their wins have come courtesy of some fill-in players.
Right.
So I'm not sure whether that's actually been the secret to them and not their actual normal players, but they do need to lift, I think, to get over the line of the Pandas.
Have they got any fill-ins this week?
I'm not 100% sure yet. I haven't got those names, but for Choco, you mentioned her earlier on, last 3 games, 28, 27, 28. Alan Kerry, 25 and 25. 2 pies in a row for him. DeFazio, 30, 27, 28. Maybe needing some new tablets, Peter.
Oh, it's going backwards
Or
there.
stop taking the blue ones. And then your partner or husband, Rico, 29, 31, 28.
Yeah, he's going to come goody, Tom.
Is he playing this week?
Yeah.
You're not away?
No, we're not away. We're here for a few more weeks.
All right. So for the Pandas, sound like a broken record, Lloyd Shepherd. Another pie last week. That's 4 pies in the last 7 rounds. Guess you obviously love a pie going by your physique. And Tickle My Doodah, 28, 30, 29, 30. I have done a little bit more research into this, and it's interesting to note that his scores have started to go backwards since Justin McGrath has stopped playing with them.
Oh, Justin's off him.
Yeah, Tickle gets a bit lippy in their group chat, and Juzzy just wanted a little bit of a break. And since he's left the group, Tickle performances have gone downhill.
Backwards.
Maybe a little bit of Pollock Lloyd James action here as well. But yeah, Tickle, you need to give something this week. The Pandas' good players have been Leroy, Dixon, and it said even Snags popped in with 34. One game doesn't cut it, Snags, so you need to keep it going this week. Matchups this week, there's a lot. Yanni and Leroy, DeFazio and Finnemore will be both in the morning up against each other. Choco and Pollock.
Right.
Rico and Mick Nash.
Yeah.
A couple of big heavyweights there. And then Tickle and McNeil. Another couple of strong performers. So what are you thinking here? The Warriors or the Pandas, Jen?
Oh, Matty, this is a tough one. The Warriors, I think the Warriors will just get over the Pandas, but if Leroy can, is Leroy in the Pandas?
Yeah,
he's
Leroy's a Panda.
Leroy can come good again. You never ever know. But yeah, no, the Warriors will get back on track.
He would love to take the Warriors down, Leroy. He would love it. Now we're going to move on to this game, and opposite ends of the ladder here with the 3rd place Otters up against the bottom place Peakers. Is this a walk in the park for the Otters? Will at least 5 players turn up for the Peakers? The Otters had a stumble last week going down to the Scorpions. They've scored 1,124 and the Peakers 1,101. And it's interesting that the Otters are actually, of the teams in the top 5, are actually the lowest scoring team in that. So, as I mentioned before, the Otters will be missing the king, Murray Otter. And as we can see by this photo, this is him in Vietnam, having a game. It's a bit wet over there by the look, Muzz. But, yeah, they've had consistent scoring from Mr. Otter, but he's obviously missing. Johnny leading, Craig Connolly, and even Tony Havis has been consistent, but those scores have been 26, 29, 31 and 29, so consistently shithouse. While for the Peakers, hopefully Jackie Rowe will be back from illness, Bill Adams will be back, Andrew Wooten and the consistent McGlone. Not sure if McGlone didn't play last week due to the clip I gave him during the week. He was still on the timesheet at 10 o'clock and pulled out. He was down at 12, so something must have come up there. Johnny White, you've been consistent the last 3 games. You've had 30, 30 and 30.
Whoa.
Maybe give us something like 36 this week and then you could be given something. The Peakers are really playing for pride while the Otters need to keep winning for finals. Matchups could be leading versus Ando, And then another couple of heavyweights, Moorcroft versus Nipper Dodds.
Oh, that'll be a ripping match, that one.
Yeah, so, you think the Peakers are going to be undermanned and they're underperformed, but stranger things have happened in Premier League. You just never know what can happen.
Absolutely.
Now we're going to move across to the 5th place Grizzlies up against the Tornadoes in 9th. This is going to be a corker. Grizzlies powered to a top 5 win last week, and the Tornadoes need to win to keep in touch with the top 5. Grizzlies have scored 1,145 to the Tornadoes 1,127. The Grizzlies have actually got the highest percentage in the whole competition.
Really?
Yeah, so they're good at both ends there. And that's going to be important when you come in for a final spot. That percentage might come into it because it is so tight. Grizzlies saw the return of Ken Latter and Timmy Belitho continuing his stellar form alongside Mr. Winch, Chrissy Dodds and Ross Gibb, while the Tornadoes most consistent have been Carl Stevens, Jeff Daniel, Joel Ness, while they would like something from Barry Doyle, 27 and 25 the last 2 weeks. Bobby Gibbs, 26-26 he's had the last 2.
He needs to lift.
And Taylor Cameron, 29-28. Now, the Grizzlies, they'll want something from Flanders. Yes, you had 32 last week, Ian, but that was after 19 and 17 the previous 2. One score doesn't mean your slump's over. Matchup, Pennant teammates, Dean Jeffrey up against Taylor Cameron. Mr. Winch up against Carv Stevens. Gibbs versus Gibb.
Gibbs versus Gibb.
Yeah, how's that? We'll see if the S is more successful than the no S. Belitho and Ness, apparently they played golf on Saturday, and Tim tried to use his humour on Joel and didn't really work too well. And then we've got Brax Shawcross up against Ian Flanders.
Wow.
Similar handicaps and similar intellect, I would have thought.
the young gun up against the old timer.
Oh, well, it was heard that at Flemington last week, Ian was caught in the toilet with a man.
Really?
So at the Flemington races. So that's why he played so well this week. So love your flange. Now we're going to go to our next game. The Goblins up against the Bullies.
Ooh.
10th v 11th. What do we say? Both teams are coming off a win. Goblins really need to win this to keep the slimmest of final chances alive, while the Bullies are really playing to just stuff up everyone else's season, really.
And they're doing a pretty good job at that.
Well, they did yours. Yeah. The Goblins were sensational last week, being the highest scoring team, while the Bullies also dominated. And they actually scored 176, which would have won quite a number of games last week. So far this season, the Goblins have scored 1,099 to the Bullies 1,071. Recently, the Goblins have been well served by Lockie and Alan Bate and Mark Wilkins. Jeff Evans was good last week. See if he can do 2 in a row. Similar with Doreen Ivers. While the Bullies' best have been Boxhead Madden, Pete Fielding and Richie Howes. Bullies will need some help from Manny Golfus. Manny, 1 game over 30 in your last 5. Last 3 rounds, 28, 20, 28. Neil Ryan, you were an all Portarlington player last year. Your last 4 games have been 3 28s and a 31. Goblins will need a bit of help from Cute as a Button Hutton. 29, 16 and 32 on Saturday you had, Hutto. You're inconsistent. If you go back into the teens next week, I'll use your other name on this platform, and you know what that is, and you won't be very impressed. So it's up to you this week. Matchups, Mark Wilkins up against Peter Fielding, Jeff Evans against Richie Howes, Doreen Ivers and Neil Ryan. Yeah, they're a bit of Thursday golf each week. And then the 2 best performed from both teams, Ian Lachlan and Boxhead Madden.
Oh, yes.
Wouldn't that be a good one there? So you guys had the Bullies last week. Do you think they can go back to back?
Well, they played so well last week. They can. They actually can play very well. So, I would think that probably the Bullies might take.
You're going to go the Bullies 2 in a row?
They're on a roll.
I think I'm going to go the Gobbles, my favourite team. And now we work into our last game. Crusaders up against your team, the Pirates, Jen, 4 v 8. Finals chances for both. You guys definitely need to win. Crusaders have scored 11.57 to your team, 11.19. They look evenly matched with the Crusaders. Love having Jay McGrath in the team. 7 games he's played for 7 counted scores.
That's pretty good.
Interesting, last Saturday, he played, but he didn't get a time shot on the timesheet until around 10 o'clock in the morning.
Ah.
Yeah, he was out, then he was in, then he was out. So they'll be very happy for him returning. Malesy Peacock and Milne have also been stalwarts for the team with little cameo performance from Fiona Newman, while the Pirates have had similar stats with Shawcross, Hogan and Rodwell, and then a little cameo from you every now and then. You've just been away too much. Yeah. The Pirates really need Cam O'Keefe to do something. He was second in the Drayton medal last year, was in the All Portarlington team. This year, he hasn't even had one counted score. 30, 24, 24, 27 and 30 this week. So, shocking rim from you. Dave Newman's last 2 games, 27 and 23. Maybe have a chat to your wife and see how she fixed her putting, because yours is obviously still no good. I had here the Crusaders should see Barry Marbles return. But he's not.
No, he's not.
Flies back in Sunday, so he'll have a replacement this week again. Crusaders, you'll need something from Paul Sinnott. He did miss last week, but he's back in on Saturday, 21, 28 and 31. Seem to notice that you do have a bit of trouble handling the pressure on Saturdays. You play well on a Tuesday and a Thursday. You score really well. Then when it comes to a day that starts with S, you go to water. Your team will need you this week because it's a very important game. Johnny Crossett, last 4 games, 22, 26, 25, 23. You've been abhorrent this year. You did miss last Saturday where you did venture down to Lorne. Let's hope you had a good hard look at yourself and hopefully your golf performance comes back with you. Now, I have checked your scoring history and you've actually only had 1 score over 30 points in your last 7 games. That's pretty much the Premier League season so far. Let's hope the lawn hair and the relaxed lifestyle and the copious amounts of beer that you drunk will bring your golf game back with you, because your team needs you. Matchups: Miles versus Rim, McGrath v Hogan, Milne v Rowe. I had Barry Marbles against you, Fireball owners, but that's obviously not happening anymore. And then we have the Newman versus Newman clash here as well. So did speak to a vet about the food preparation in their household last week. They actually had takeaway quite a lot. I'm not sure what the Newmans will be doing, but yes, they're up against each other.
I would think that David Newman will take the mantle of Fiona Newman this week. He will have the 41 points. And Fiona might just fall off the perch, I reckon.
Yeah. So you're obviously tipping the Pirates on that one?
We desperately need... Yeah, I'm not going against my team. So, it's. I think we're going to be back in it. Like, we've just had a little glitch, and it's just going to come good this week.
Yeah, I think the Crusaders are going to be too strong for you guys. Too consistent across the board. So, thank you, Jen. Thanks for coming into our preview show of Round 8. Thank you to Neville Richards for their partnership with this event, also to Callaway and Travis Matthew. Thanks to Flea Pollock. Come on, Hazy, come back. We need you. Fly back early.
Hazy, come on, Hazy.
So we'll have the videos coming back in again for next week after rounds 8 on Saturday. Good luck to all teams. This is where the finals are going to start to shape up. So thanks again, Jen.
No worries, Matty. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy your weekend.